Club. Carlo Ancelotti as a manager, Luka Modric as a player, and also Lucas Vazquez as also a basic player for Real Madrid Football Club.
What boy is used by OD?
That's all. I don't know what that is.
That's all for now. Come on.
I'm talking about people who have had
Man City will come and you never ball last hour. They are fire. What's my Ancelotti?
I think Sir Carlo Ancelotti, Lucas Vazquez, I've used by and then the side of Lucas Vazquez. So we now meet major MON-FRI football club. But then Carlo Ancelotti as a coach, being the coach for Real Madrid Football Club, the first spell and the second spell now has been incredible to me. Has been incredible good for Real Madrid Football Club, and even to Carlo Ancelotti as a basic coach because of say Shane Carrier National Oba AC Milan, a coach Juve, a coach most of the clubs in Europe. No, I think his biggest task now has been with the Real Madrid Football Club after the AC Milan edgy the Scudetto, G Coppa Italia, making sure say he will win 2 Champions League with AC Milan, and then he will move on from AC Milan to the side of Chelsea Football Club. When he came to Chelsea, he dominated with a couple of players at Onyomo Chelsea, and even after Chelsea, the English Premiership and then the FA Cup in his first debut season, he also made sure that he will go ahead and coach most of the teams at Otimi coach PSG, Napoli. With Napoli, when Timmy be the M-Farmer Napoli, but with PSG Football Club, he won the league for PSG, and then even made sure that the PSG will qualify into the Champions League. But then over Real Madrid Football Club in 2014, it was a decision that Jesus Angel, Etimin Mbeki with Florentino Perez, Echo Father side of Carlo Ancelotti and then the buy because of say at that time no matter that shape project I say in 2009 making sure say Jose Mourinho will become that particular stable coach with him Chelsea a lot of things or the Porto a lot of things, and Inter Milan a winning treble in 2010 making sure Jose Mourinho ba long awaiting Champions League winning success now team is successful enough even qualifying to the quarterfinals now they will use Jose Mourinho to break that particular curse. No matter go into the semi-final. When Jose Mourinho came, he broke that curse, went into the semi-finals, tried knocking at the door of UEFA Champions League for Real Madrid Football Club for several times, but then Sardono was close to Jose Mourinho. They needed to bring in an experienced player an experienced coach who has had a lot of spell with AC Milan players and luminary Galactics and stars within AC Milan Football Club. When he came to Real Madrid Football Club, he saw a lot of Galactics and Madrid almost set happening. Cristiano Ronaldo was there, the side of Angel Di Maria was there, Luka Modric, na Xabi Alonso, no able replace Carlo Ancelotti, he was there. We had a lot of people, Sergio Ramos, Pepe, and a lot of players were there. He needed to make sure say his man-to-man relationship with most of these players at Real Madrid Football Club will become effective enough for the side of Carlo Ancelotti. In his first debut season, he was able to win a Copa del Rey and a UEFA Champions League for Real Madrid Football Club. Madrid in 2014, not the last 12 years, Madrid has gone several months in the UEFA Champions League. But then with the consistent performance at Carlo Ancelotti in 2014, at the Madrid side of Real Madrid Football Club, also when TV entered the La Liga, because not the then season, not Jose Mourinho has been able to win the La Liga with that kind of record on one strategy at all. When Carlo Ancelotti came 2014, he made sure so they will go into the finals against Atletico Madrid, and that 93rd header now we saw it from the side of Sergio Ramos. It changed everything for Real Madrid Football Club at that time. It was Carlo Ancelotti who spearheaded that kind of project at Otimeje, the Ladasima, at the mother side of Real Madrid Football Club. Now, under his second spell, it was a particular moment, I know Everton, and then he was actually having a conversation with the same Jose Angel, because of, say, at that time, Zinedine Zidane, Etimi actually the letter bomb at the management of Real Madrid Football Club. So, Ontimi to answer for Mobile. And it was a conversation course between the management and the board of directors with Real Madrid Football Club as to say, Zinedine Zidane, aged team no way through Wakono. who should be the basic replacement for the side of Real Madrid Football Club, because at that time, Madrid is moving from the Galactico style of signing, they are moving from the strategic type of signing, and that they are now moving into the generational type of projector. Not making sure so Jude Bellingham at the neighbor, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo de Gues, Kylian Mbappe. Akasa said after that season, Ometima found free on that particular method, and they've been able to sign Eder Militao and a lot of players into the football club. They will need experienced player who blend this kind of players together and make sure say those kind of players will actually project, and they will make sure they will play it very well for Real Madrid Football Club. They saw that genius, they saw that kind of masterclass in Carlo Ancelotti at the time. Now all spearheading Everton projects. No, they brought him into the Real Madrid Football Club, and in that time he won 2 La Liga and has been able to win 2 Champions League for Real Madrid Football Club in the last 6 seasons at Edema Real Madrid Football Club. He's not just a man, but then he has actually created an identity. He has actually created a well-coached value for himself as a coach. Was also a living footprint in most of the football clubs are with me ABOU and also with my coaching at their moment. We're leading the footprint. Say, if you need Carlo Ancelotti, and I say, if you are going into trophy drought, call Carlo Ancelotti or then the David Ancelotti. They will come in and rescue you from that particular tenor. And when they actually called David Ancelotti and then Papa Carlo Ancelotti, they came into Real Madrid Football Club and they maneuvered their way, and they've been able to become most of these successful duos are complement the side of Real Madrid Football Club. Free Madrid as a legend and even as a coach. Because in the history of Real Madrid Football Club, coaches Carlo Ancelotti with 15 trophies, making him arguably one of the successful managers who had ever coached Real Madrid Football Club at that particular moment in time. With Luka Modric, with Lucas Vazquez, with Jesus Vallejo, who are down for now, I think that they've all created a tattooed memory that is going to become a beyond memory for Real Madrid Football Club. But for Carlo Ancelotti, at the time, and now all bought the memory match in 1983 with AC Milan with the Brazilian national team. He has actually recreated the identity for Carlo Ancelotti. Also go back to Brazil national team as a head coach. That has been so the first time in so many years. Brazil national team ever a foreign coach coach in that particular football club and as national team. It tells the Carlo Ancelotti is also going on there to set another history. He has that particular president and baby our Kobiano with just a good indelible mark at the other side of that particular football club. But for Xabi Alonso, what did he come on? Say now Jude Bellingham will become an important player within his setup. An important player now. He wouldn't make sure say Jude Bellingham couldn't be brave to become an auxiliary striker and as an offensive midfielder supporting sometimes Kylian Mbappe in attacking third. What did this sound common? Or say Jude Bellingham as a complete midfielder in whom Obetimabo in a centric midfield. That means Obe Yusu Jude Bellingham either in the left midfield and also either in the right midfield and also as a deep line playmaker for Real Madrid Football Club, almost centric role. And that particular question raised a lot of eyebrows in that particular project as Xabi Alonso wanted to do. In the world of football, as a midfielder, if you want to become creative, if you want your name to be mentioned in most of the headlines as you are playing as a midfielder, as an offensive midfielder, you should also add a lot of numbers to your football, and that is the goal scoring chart with Jude Bellingham. With Eden Terzic or Edeman Borussia Dortmund, he added a lot of numbers to his credibility as a football player for Borussia Dortmund. So at the time of Borussia Dortmund, check about the numbers and the kind of awards for Borussia Dortmund are not all in the Bundesliga. And even when he came to Real Madrid Football Club that first season, including the La Liga and even in the Champions League, he gave Real Madrid Football Club 23 goals plus 11 assists last season, becoming that particular player of the season in the La Liga. And he made sure so best cemented that year in the moment that Carlo Ancelotti earned that free role to operate as a double number 10 sometimes and also as an auxiliary 9, force number 9, supporting the side of Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo de Gues last season. Edema Real Madrid Football Club. And he was part of that particular players or performing very well when Madrid was winning that kind of Champions League against Borussia Dortmund at Wembley Sports Stadium last season. And even this season and the Monibon Enkoye, he has given 9 goals with plus 8 assists for Real Madrid Football Club. It tells you, say, or no Jude Bellingham, when you give him that particular free role to go into the attacking third now, he adds a lot of numbers to his creativity. He adds a lot of numbers to his footballer, Obenya Ediabano. But Xabi Alonso limiting him as a particular basic midfielder for Real Madrid Football Club now, I think Jude Bellingham will start to have problem with the side of Xabi Alonso. Although he's the coach, and your bet share, the decision of being making in Real Madrid Football Club now, that will be final enough for the side of Jude Bellingham. Even under Gary Southgate, Jude Bellingham with England national team, who said not Omar Jude Bellingham free road to operate as a Jude Bellingham couldn't anymore. He actually makes sure to bet him add a lot of goal tally numbers to his credibility. Even at the time, as a basic solid midfielder for Borussia Dortmund, he was still scoring goals. So goal scoring attribute has become an identity and matching up the football credibility of the side of Jude Bellingham or any other team. And I believe very well, say Xabi Alonso making sure so Daniel Florent as a double number 10, making sure say or the Granit Xhaka as a box-to-box midfielder at BIO for Leverkusen. No more a lot of numbers for BIO for Leverkusen. He should also make sure say the side of Jude Bellingham or Bonham in that particular creative number 10 as a box-to-box midfielder or add a lot of goal scoring tallies for his credibility, because an every midfielders you believe you based on the kind of numbers Frank Lampard with Chelsea Football Club. He was an offensive midfielder. He defensive sometimes was very good for the side of Real Madrid, so for Chelsea, and he added a lot of goal scoring tallies for Chelsea Football Club. So Jude Bellingham is a kingpin in the midfield, but sometimes when he goes forward, at the time the two and I say the front attackers intimidation goals, we've seen Jude Bellingham say ultimately solving the problems of goal scoring problems for Real Madrid Football Club both last season and this season. And I believe say Xabi Alonso name say now all can or Binyan to Boise or no more Jude Bellingham as an offensive midfielder.
About the deal more Ewofie, but I'm making kind of messages Kakrani and Queen Ransford Hardy. Arsenal has been Arsenal.